Corey, I need to speak to you. Respond immediately. Corey!
Why are you messaging me out of the blue after all these years? Anyway, I'm at work right now.
Do you think I care? Everybody knows you're a good-for-nothing salary thief. I doubt anyone at your company would care about the most useless employee there using his phone on shift.
Don't be ridiculous. These are peak busy hours.
Enough of your whining. Just be quiet and listen to me, boy.
Damn it. I just told everyone I'm heading out for my lunch break. What do you want?
Patricia's getting married.
Oh, you're messaging me about that? She told me herself.
I see. That girl always was incredibly upright and honest. To think she'd even go out of her way to let her failure of a big brother know about her wedding. She makes me so proud. I take it you also heard about her fiancé working at a major IT company with a very high salary too?
Yes, I know. Andy, right?
Ah, fantastic. In that case, I won't have to endure speaking to you for very long. I'll get straight to the point. Make sure you do not show up at Patricia and Andrew's wedding under any circumstances.
Huh? Wouldn't it be a little weird if I didn't go to my own sister's wedding?
Don't worry, I'll deal with that. I plan on telling him and his family that we haven't seen or heard from you since you ran away from home after graduating high school.
What the hell? I ran away? You kicked me out! They're obviously gonna see through such a bare-faced lie!
Not if I get the story straight with Patricia before we tell them together.
Come on, they're gonna know!
Look, Corey, just think about this for a moment, will you? Andrew graduated with high honors at Apple University. That makes him elite, cream of the crop, creme de la creme! Not only that, but the IT company he works for is currently one of the fastest growing startups in America. It was even in the news lately. He probably makes more money in a day than you do in 1 year. Can you imagine how embarrassing it would be if him and his family found out about his wife's big brother being a tragic high school graduate? I could faint just thinking about it. You need to work with us on this one. Do it for Patricia and her future. You owe her this.
Mom, why do you despise me so much? Fine. Maybe you could say that Patricia was always the more gifted one. She's pretty and intelligent. She always got the best grades in class. She's got the brains and the beauty. I get it. But even so, what kind of mother discriminates and plays favorites with her own kids?
Where on earth is this nonsense coming from after all this time? If I do favor Patricia, it's only because she accepts my love for her. She's cute, charming, polite, respectful, and she never talks back to me.
Look, Mom, I know she's all those things. I'm proud to call her my sister. But that doesn't justify you treating me with contempt. You speak to me like I'm a piece of dirt on your shoe. I don't have to put up with this.
I remember why we went years without speaking all of a sudden. I say you haven't changed a bit. You still insist on answering me back at every opportunity. You call yourself a man. It's about time you stopped acting like such an effeminate pansy. Getting jealous over your sister's brains and good looks? Pathetic.
I'm not jealous at all.
Anyway, do not come to the wedding. Do you have any idea how much shame and embarrassment you caused our family by not going to university? My son, the high school graduate. Ugh, I feel nauseous just saying it.
The only reason I didn't go to university is because you took all the money I earned at my part-time job. I was saving up especially to go to a prestigious university. It's not like I wanted to stop at high school.
This is what you get for neglecting your studies in favor of some poxy part-time job.
I hardly had a choice, did I? You made it abundantly clear you wouldn't be paying my tuition fees. I maintained above-average grades at high school the whole time I was there. I graduated among the top 5%. Who's the one who stole every cent of the money Dad left me when you guys divorced? That money was meant to send me to university! If you didn't spend all my damn money on holidays and expensive restaurants, I would have gone to university just like I always intended to!
Pathetic. You know how effeminate you sound, grumbling and complaining about the past like some upset child. Do I have 2 daughters? The bottom line here is that you are not invited to Patricia's wedding. I'll cut off all ties with you if you dare to show up. I mean it. This conversation is over.
Mom, wait!
I have nothing more to say to you. Sup, big bro? How's it going? You just got off work, right? Is now a good time to talk?
Hey, Patricia. Sure, I'm on the train back home right now. What's up?
I wanted to talk about the wedding.
Huh? With me?
Well, you see, I was wondering something. Mom and Dad are divorced now, right? Well, I was wondering if you'd do me the honor of walking me down the aisle and giving me away? I've talked it through with Andy. He thinks it's a great idea, too. Sure! The bride has to be given away at the wedding, right? Don't worry, I've spoken to Dad, and he's on board with it, too.
Wait, so does this mean Dad can't come?
Yeah. Ideally, I wanted him to be there for my big day. But his new wife's heavily pregnant right now, and the wedding just so happens to coincide with the week she's set to go into labor. So as much as he wants to come, it would be super difficult for him.
I see. That is awkward.
He told me to pass on a message. Corey, it pains me that I can't be there, but I'm counting on you. Do me proud, son.
I see.
Corey, are you okay? You don't seem that excited.
It's not that. It's just... Look, there's a chance I might not be able to come to the wedding.
What? Why? Wait, no way. Did Mom say something to you?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, she did.
Ugh! I want to know exactly what she told you. Spill it! Whether you give me away or not, you absolutely have to be at my wedding. I can't get married with my dad and my big brother not there. Me and Andy want you to be there, so who cares what she thinks? Just ignore her.
Thanks. That means a lot. She told me not to go to your wedding under any circumstances. She threatened to cut me out of her life if I didn't do what she said.
What? Oh my god.
Apparently, she intends on explaining it away by saying I pulled a vanishing act after graduating high school, and no one's heard from me since.
What the heck is she playing at? Even though she's the one who kicked you out? This makes no sense. Besides, you and Andy have known each other since way back, so why would she even bother trying to lie? Did you explain that to her?
No. At the time she gave me the order, I still hadn't heard anything from you and Andy, and I didn't want to cause any trouble. So I held back on telling Mom anything.
I see. Listen, Corey, I guess I understand you not telling Mom you guys know each other. Back when I introduced Andy to Mom, I also made a point of not mentioning that you and him were friends.
So I held back on telling Mom anything. I see. Because that would have led to her figuring out where I work, right?
Right. Having her pester you about money is the last thing you need. I never would have suspected in a million years she'd try and pull anything this crazy, though. This is surprising even for her.
No kidding. So what do we do? On the one hand, I'm expected to attend due to my position at work, while on the other, Mom is absolutely insistent that I don't come.
Listen, Corey.
Yeah?
Be honest. Would you really care if you never saw or heard from her again? Don't you think it might actually be for the best? To tell you the truth, I've been considering it myself for a while. I'm thinking of telling her I want nothing more to do with her after the wedding. Me and Andy discussed it with his parents, and we all agree it's the right thing to do.
Really?
Yes. I've always hated the way she looks down her nose at you and judges everyone based on what university they happen to or didn't happen to graduate. To think she'd drag her hateful worldview into what should be the happiest day of my life disgusts me. Family or not, there are some lines that should never be crossed. My patience with her has reached its limits, and I want her to know about it.
Patricia!
Anyway, make your preparations for the wedding day, okay? Because you are absolutely coming. Me and Andy will drag you to the church by your ankles if we have to. Leave the rest to us. Just ignore anything else Mom says to you. She isn't even worth the time it takes to read her messages.
Got it. I most definitely do not want to get ankle dragged. I'll be there. Thanks, sis. Sorry to trouble you guys with all this.
Don't be silly. There's only one person causing trouble here. But she won't be able to for much longer. Catch you later, bro.
What do you want?
Corey! What's going on? I didn't know Patricia's wedding was today!
Oh yeah. You said Aunt Petunia messaged you, right?
Yes! That was the last message I expected to get from my sister! I've been trying desperately to get through to Patricia to figure out what the hell's going on, but she won't pick up! Do you know about this? If so, explain immediately!
Explain? Okay, here's your explanation. Patricia and Andy got married today. How's that? That satisfy you?
No. I know that. I want to know why they got married without telling me. It's downright criminal for a mother not to be invited to her own daughter's wedding. Downright criminal, I tell you. I demand an explanation.
Nope. Sorry, Mom. I hate to break it to you, but no crime has been committed. Actually, there's no problem with it at all.
Excuse me? Surely Andrew's parents don't see it that way.
Far from it, actually. They completely and wholeheartedly agreed.
They agreed? Why?
I wonder if it had anything to do with you, oh, I don't know, banning me from my own sister's wedding.
Huh? How could that be? I explained to them that we hadn't heard from them since you ran away after graduating high school.
Shall I just tell you? I guess I may as well. It's not like I have any reason to keep it a secret anymore. I'm Andy's, Patricia's husband's, boss!
What? What kind of fairy tale land are you living in? Snap out of it, son. You graduated from a public high school in Detroit, and your first job was on a production line at a fish factory. Get real, Corey. How could a fish-packing high school graduate possibly land a managerial job at a major IT company? Have you lost your mind? You're living at cuckoo land.
I got a new job.
A new job?
It seems like your image of me got frozen in time. After you kicked me out when I graduated high school, do you have any idea how many years ago that was?
No matter how many years pass, you'll always be a high school graduate.
I was studying programming. You know, the subject I wanted to pick at the university you prevented me from going to. The whole time I worked packing fish on that production line. After that, I landed a job at the IT company I had my sights on for years after getting through selection and passing their coding trial with flying colors. Then 2 years later, Andy joined the company.
What?
I was the one who introduced him to Patricia.
No way. You're making it all up. This can't be real.
Want to know one of the reasons I like Andy and his parents so much? Because they treat people with respect and decency regardless of their educational background.
Wait, so this means my story about you running away
was a complete waste of time and made you look like a deranged sociopath? Yup. In fact, it had the complete opposite effect.
Huh? What do you mean?
Did you really think they were just gonna look the other way when they found out how awfully you'd been treating your own son? Andy, his parents, his grandparents, and of course Patricia, were all furious. As a condition of them getting married, Patricia and I agreed to cut you out of our lives once and for all, like the malignant tumor you are.
Cut me out of your lives?
That's why no one told you anything about the wedding today. And that's why you couldn't get through to Patricia. That will be the case from now on, until forever, by the way. So you may as well just give up. The only reason I didn't block your number is because I figured I'd have to explain everything to you at some point.
Oh my god. cutting me out of your lives. Isn't this a bit extreme, son? You're my children, my babies. Not just that, but I thought I might be able to see your dad again after all these years at the wedding.
Don't worry. Dad wasn't there.
Huh? Why not?
Patricia did ask him to come. She would have loved for him to be there. But his new wife is due to go into labor, and no matter how hard they tried, they just couldn't hit upon a scenario in which he could go to the wedding and not potentially miss the birth.
His new wife? Labor? Your father got married again?
Yep. I think it was about 6 years ago now.
That long ago?
Apparently, this will be their second child. They already have a 3-year-old.
I had no idea. No one told me about any of this.
You seem surprisingly shocked that Dad got remarried. No way. You weren't thinking of trying to start over with him, were you?
Well...
Actually, forget it. I don't care. To get back on point, the situation with Patricia's wedding was exactly as I explained. Now, since I had the nerve to go, thus disobeying your orders, we can finally break off all contact, just like you wanted.
Wait a second, just wait. This is all too extreme. You don't have to do this. We can go back to being one big happy family, can't we? We can, can't we?
Were we ever really a happy family, Mom? You have the rest of your life to think about that. Our minds are made up. Any final words?
You can come back and live with me at the family home.
What?
You have no idea how proud I am for you for working so hard and landing such an amazing job, son. I always knew you'd make it into the big leagues one day. My mother's instincts told me so. I'm over the moon for you, I really am. I think I might cry, I'm so proud.
Interesting. Are those the same mother's instincts that told you to kick me out and steal my tuition fees? You appear to have done quite the 180.
Huh?
I didn't think it was possible, but you're so fickle, I'm actually even more disgusted with you. If you're gonna be a poisonous witch, at least be consistent. Now you're a poisonous witch with no spine!
No, I mean it. I'm being sincere, son.
Where did you learn that word? I didn't think it was even in your vocabulary! Let's face it, you're only after my money. And if my suspicions are correct, before you found out I had a well-paying job at a prestigious company, your plan was to patch things up with Dad at the wedding, so you had access to another walking wallet to feed and clothe you. Either that, or you were plotting to sponge off Patricia and Andy after the wedding. Did I hit the bullseye? Which one is it? Probably both, right? It's good to keep your options open after all. Back here in the real world, even if we weren't disowning you, you would have never succeeded, because everyone knows exactly how toxic you are. I'm willing to call the money you stole from me a settlement for breaking off the relationship. Never contact me again. Goodbye. And that was the story of how my sister and I broke off relations with our mom. She always had some bad spending habits, and that was why my dad divorced her all those years ago. Patricia and I were still in middle school at the time, and we really wanted to go with him, but given the fact his job meant he regularly had to go away on business trips, it wasn't realistic, so we gave up on the idea. We were left no choice but to go into the custody of the Wicked Witch. We're both adults now, though. My sister lived at home with my mom a lot longer than I did. It was refreshing to see the look of pure relief on her face when she finally moved out and declared, "I'm free." Now our mom is alone. After the whole affair with the wedding, we left her in the care of her sister, our Aunt Petunia. She told us she intended to drill into her the discipline and life skills required to work and get by in the world on her own. That might sound harsh, but the truth is, she hasn't had a single job in her life. She only has herself to blame. All I can say is, good luck, Mom!
Hey, Susan. Can we talk for a sec? Didn't I tell you to go do shopping before noon? It's already way past noon. What's up? This means you have to come over here later and prepare my lunch and dinner today. Oh yeah, and you have to pay for it all. That's sort of fine.
Hi, Carol. Don't you remember? I said I couldn't do any shopping or cooking for you today. You did get my message, right? I'm on my lunch break now, but I was working since 7 a.m. There's no way I can do any shopping for you. You're just going to have to make do. About cooking dinner, I have to get back to work after lunch and I won't be done until evening. Besides, it takes about an hour by car to your place. I know you're my sister-in-law, but I'm really busy at the moment to help you. I'm really sorry.
Huh? What do you mean? You're a housewife. You've got plenty of time. Just sitting at home watching TV, I bet.
I've got a deadline to meet.
My brother Danny is supporting you. Don't give me this BS about a deadline. Where do you come up with such excuses? I mean, please. You live in a huge house. You must be making a bundle. To be honest, why would you even work? You should be playing tennis or something.
The house or my husband's salary has nothing to do with it. Besides, I decided to keep my career going even after getting married simply because I love my job.
Like I said, you're a housewife now.
I'm working from home. You can say it's my office.
You're just continuing your little hobby is all. You make it sound like it's some important job or something. You're more like a homebody.
It's not a hobby.
Oh yeah? So, Sue, you're a housewife just pretending to be some freelance writer or novelist or something, is that it? And my little brother is off on an overseas business trip, so you're doing whatever you like. What? Are you having parties over there? Wow, you really have it made. I bet you even have a guy coming over all the time. That's a no-no.
Please, keep such lewd imaginations to yourself. Thank you.
Huh?
I really have to be getting back to work. So, talk to you again. Goodbye.
Hold it 1 second. What about the grocery shopping? What am I going to do about my lunch and dinner tonight? Who's going to prepare it for me? Come on, get off your butt for God's sake. Are you still going to insist that you have a real job? Like I said, it's just a hobby. What's more, I just can't forgive you for living in such a huge and beautiful house. Why you? If you've got nothing to do, the least you can do is cook for me. Hey, are you there? Did you just cut me off?
Hey, Dan. Can you talk now?
Hey, Sue, what's on your mind?
It's about your sister.
Huh? Not my sister again.
Sorry. Always the same old problem.
Don't worry about it. Just get it all off your chest. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, I want to be kept informed of what's happening when I'm not home.
Thanks, Dan. I knew I could rely on you.
So what was it this time?
Well, she thinks my job is a hobby and I'm just lounging around the house inviting in guys and having wild parties.
A hobby? Having guys over, huh?
I keep telling her I have a real job and that I'm working from home. She just won't believe me.
Oh boy, I can't believe her! She's always been like that, always had her own way. Apparently her husband started working from home last week. So I'm sure she knows what it's about when you say working from home. It's almost normal to most companies recently. Can't get why she won't believe you.
Well, You bring home a good salary, and so she apparently feels it's strange that I would have to work.
Oh, that's her reasoning. Give me a break.
And she also mentioned the house.
The house? What about the house?
She says that living here all by myself when you're on a business trip isn't fair.
Well, I can't help that.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that, right?
And also, Carol should know the circumstances.
Yeah, right? She was there when it was all explained, so I'm completely aware of the circumstances. And it was like only 6 months ago. Do you think she just forgot?
I doubt she forgot. But knowing Carol, she only chooses to hear what she wants to hear. She's always been like that. She then conjures up some fairy tale that fits her narrative.
Yeah, that's her for sure.
Actually, if I could just set her straight, I would, but no matter what I say, it just goes in one ear and comes out the other. It's just no use. It's like talking to a lampshade. Believe me, I've done it a million times. Nothing seems to work.
But at least you understand how I feel. That's good enough for me.
Thanks. That makes me feel better.
Anyways, it's just 2 more weeks. We just have to be patient for a little longer.
You think you can hang on for 2 weeks?
Yeah. I'll just keep it up, like I did yesterday. I guess I can manage somehow. And she hasn't been calling me recently. I suppose her husband started working from home, so she's been texting me constantly online. At least I can ignore her, if I prefer. And she lives like an hour drive away, so she won't pop in any time of the day. Thank God for that.
Alright then. If you can't take it anymore or something comes up, my folks are nearby, so give them a call or just pop over there. They'll help you out for sure.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm heading out to lunch with the guys. See ya.
Thanks for hearing me out. I feel a whole lot better.
No problem. Take care and don't worry.
Hey, Susan, are you there? This is important.
Oh, hello, Carol. Can I help you with something?
I'm on my way over there right now.
Huh? On your way? Over here? You mean to my house?
What else would I be talking about?
Well, I thought...
Hey, guess what? I got divorced.
Huh? Divorce? You mean like separated from... You're not serious. Really? But why?
Yeah, it was really nothing serious. I went out with this guy, and when my husband found out about it, it was nothing serious. You know my husband, he's working from home now, and with him there, I couldn't bring my guy over anymore. I was forced to meet him outside, and while we were out, a friend of his saw us, and well, you can imagine what happened next.
You're kidding me!
Oh boy, I really screwed up.
Hey, Carol! This is no laughing matter!
Yeah, well, it is what it is. And besides, I already broke up with this guy. I wasn't that into him anyway. My folks found out about it too and don't want me coming home. So that leaves me only one choice, and that's to move in with you guys. So I'll see you soon.
Huh? Stop right there! You must be kidding. You can't just decide that on your own? I don't remember telling you our address.
Why are you being so difficult? My luggage is set to arrive there at any time, so it arrives before me. Take care of it, would you? You have plenty of room there, right? What's one extra room?
Plenty of room?
Wow, to think I'll be living in the huge house. I can't wait.
Hey, Carol?
Alright then, I'm on my way. Have some dinner ready for me. Okay, see ya.
Carol, wait! We're not living in that house anymore! I can't believe this. Did she just block me? Hey, Carol! Please pick up!
Hey, Susan, are you there? What the hell is this about? What the hell is going on? Come on, Susan, pick up.
Finally! I've been trying to reach you!
What is this? I just arrived at your house. These two old folks were standing out on the front stairs waiting for me. They said it was their house and property, and if I didn't get out, they would call the police. They shooed me off the property.
Well, they had the right. Besides, you living with us makes no sense.
Huh? How could you say that? That's not fair. We're family.
Please don't start with that again.
But you hire those old caretakers. If you have that much money, one more person living there would make no difference.
Caretakers?
Yeah, those two were the butler and the maid, right? You need people to take care of that huge place. I can't believe you ordered your helpers to shoo me away, your own flesh and blood. What were you thinking, for God's sake? Call them or something and let me onto the property right away. I'm right outside the gate, and it's starting to rain, so hurry the hell up.
Carol?
Yup, it's definitely starting to rain.
Those people? The caretakers you were talking about? They're my uncle and aunt.
Huh? Uncle? Those old folks are your uncle and aunt?
Yeah, that's right. My father's older brother.
You're kidding! You have your uncle working as a butler?
Nobody said anything about a butler.
So what is this all about then?
The mansion you're so obsessed about is owned by my uncle and aunt. It's their home and property.
Huh? Wait a sec. Then why were you living there? You started living there like from 6 months ago, right? So I figured it was Danny's place.
Well, my uncle had to go away for a while, so... For 6 months or so, I was asked to look after the place. That's all.
What the hell are you talking about?
My uncle and his wife returned from overseas last week. And they no longer needed me to look after the place, so I left and went abroad.
Huh? Let me stop you right there. No way! You're saying you're not even in the States anymore?
That's right.
Why? Why are you overseas?
Dan's been stationed in Europe, so I just joined him.
Huh? This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Excuse me? We relayed this news to you loud and clear. We had a family meeting and explained that my uncle asked me to look after the house for 6 months. We explained all that to you. Don't you remember? We also informed you that I would be joining Dan in Europe by the end of the year. So, we're living in an apartment over here until we find a larger place.
You're kidding, right?
Anyway, I was able to continue work because my work allows me to work anywhere I want.
Then what the hell am I supposed to do?
What do you mean?
I have nowhere to live.
Why don't you just rent an apartment?
I don't have money for that. My husband took everything after he found out I was cheating on him. I think I have about $100 on me. That's it. How am I supposed to live on that?
Oh, that's too bad.
Susan?
Yes?
Okay, I accept that you're working at home and it's not some hobby. And I won't pester you about being a homebody or anything, so... Could you lend me a little money?
I really don't know.
Come on, I'm your sister-in-law. It's the least you could do for me.
Yeah, right.
Oh, thanks so much.
Sorry, I can't help you.
Huh?
I really don't want anything to do with someone who jokes about cheating on her husband. So sorry. If I lend you money, that means I will have to continue dealing with you. So, I'll pass.
Wait a second. You're not serious. Please.
Maybe you can find some live-in job, like a maid. Good luck. Bye. My mother-in-law told me what happened afterwards. Apparently she had nowhere to go after that. I don't know where she came up with such a crazy idea, but she found her old schoolmate, a guy she used to date back in high school. I heard she took marriage papers to this guy and demanded that he marry her. Unfortunately, this guy was already married. As they were bickering in front of this guy's house, his wife came home and demanded to know what was going on. Well, as you can imagine, things really got heated. Eventually, the cops were called, and she was arrested. Well, her parents picked her up and took her home to their place. But she still had a considerable amount to pay to her ex-husband for cheating on him. She was forced to take a live-in job at a factory out in the country. They tell me she's working day and night at this place. Apparently a real desolate and lonely place. She's stuck with these circumstances until she pays back her debts. I guess.